okay, hold on.
Y'all, I know it's not quite time yet, but someone in Discord sent a really funny tortoise video. Lex posted this one. I don't know where the original source is from, but hang on. You need to see it. Are you ready? It's important to our life.
Oh, okay, hold on. Hold on. That's not gonna go well. Let's move your ball. Hold on, we gotta move your ball, because you're gonna knock over the table. Okay, don't come after me, please. Here. Go get it.
Go get it!
Go get it over there. Watch the table! No! The table! Oh, good God.
If our tortoise was that big, she would absolutely do that. She already has like no regard for running into stuff as it is. Everybody. Happy Thanksgiving. Nice to see. I'm sorry. That was so funny. I'm gonna watch it like 5 times later on when we're all by yourself. At least the tail didn't get knocked over right. It just got hurtled across the floor. Yeah, tortoise has no spatial awareness. Absolutely. Our tortoise is much smaller, but still knocks everything over when she runs around. Tortoise will tort. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Nice to see you here. You know what? Since I'm actually ready on time, let's get starting. Really, let's get starting. Let's get started. We're gonna play some Star Wars: The Old Republic today. Before that, I'm gonna go over the news. And once again, I'm gonna offer an apology for not being here yesterday. I completely screwed up my sleep schedule, and it was a mess. I had to fix it, and I accidentally fixed it by falling asleep unwillingly. It was very cranky. But anyways, we're here now, ready for Thanksgiving. We're gonna go over the news. The tortoise.
You stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder.
Another month of supporting the awesome content for a game I love. Love the peeps here, says DCH, except the weird ones. They know who they are. And love being on stream as much as I can. Worked 6 hours yesterday, but I get to enjoy a day of no classes today. Happy day, Merkins get to feast on stuff and then spend boatloads of money. Always love what I'm contributing to, so keep it up, Swtorista. Thank you so much, TCH, and thanks for being a big part of our Monday morning raids and putting together groups and stuff like that. Hello, everybody. Happy Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving. If you're Canadian, screw you. You already had yours. If you guys are in different parts of the world, do you guys celebrate Thanksgiving? What country are you from? And is it on today or is it a different day? In my family, it's very funny because my sister is half American, half Canadian for citizenship. And we are often in the US, and we like basically move back and forth between Canada and the US. So we would often celebrate both. Donkel says we don't celebrate Thanksgiving here in Australia. Oh, I didn't know that. I kind of assumed you guys did, but it makes sense that you don't. Happy Thanksgiving from Australia is not a thing here, but sending the positive vibes. Here it kind of has a bit of a weird, not exactly impressive past, but the way people celebrate it in the United States is basically it's an excuse to put together a large family event. So people usually get together for Thanksgiving and Christmas, and then occasionally Easter. Kind of depends on the family. Oh, Thanksgiving is only in North America? Makes sense, right? With the whole reason why it exists. But yeah, we don't really talk too much or celebrate the original meaning of Thanksgiving, but there is a lot of food related traditions, and that's about it. So like Christmas, you give presents, there's a Christmas tree, there's caroling, candy canes, hot chocolate, you know, that kind of stuff. There's a whole bunch of little Santa, creepy elf on the shelf. There's a bunch of traditions related to Christmas, but for Thanksgiving, apart from maybe using a fancy tablecloth and pumpkin decorations, most people's celebrations very strictly involve food and specific types of foods, especially foods you may not cook the rest of the year. So the famous foods are turkey with stuffing, which is kind of dried bread. No, moist bread? Dried bread that's been made moist and then spices, usually shoved inside the turkey. Sounds really gross describing it. Thank you. And we have gravy, which is, I don't know, something made of meat. Fat that you pour. It's brown. Real gloopy. It tastes good. It's very salty. Cranberries, mashed up cranberries into a jelly. That one's really important. Mashed potatoes. We literally don't even eat mashed potatoes except for once a year for Thanksgiving. That's it. What else? And then there's a lot of very traditional dishes that vary a lot from place to place. So some of the traditional ones for my family, and also family to family and culture to culture, background to background. So for example, for us, apart from those like staples, we usually make green bean casserole. We make pistachio salad, which is strangely served during the meal, not during the dessert. Sometimes people know that as, I think, Watergate salad. The creepy green whipped cream with marshmallows and pistachios in it. Gravy is like flour and beef broth sauce. Thank you. I wasn't entirely sure what it was. Corn casserole. Interesting. Oh yeah, corn bread is a mainstay across the board. Cranberries out of a can. That's right. That's how we're going to be serving ours. What else? There's a lot of southern dishes that really come into prominence here, and I'm actually not very familiar with them myself. Pistachio stuff. Oh my gosh, Dev says their family calls it pistachio stuff. I mean, to be fair, that's a good description for it. JR says, I think most cultures have some sort of harvest celebration, as farming was an essential part of the success of many lives. Aha! We do have a player here in Twitch chat who said, in Germany, we have... I'm so sorry. Erntedankfest, thanks for the harvest, but it's not really celebrated. Very interesting. And Donkey says there's a lot of our population here in Australia that don't celebrate Halloween too, mainly old people who don't believe it's a tradition here. Right? Halloween's such a fun little thing. It only works really though if as a neighborhood thing. If your kids are just dressing up for school and there's not the evening with the Halloween where everyone goes house to house, it doesn't really make sense. And if the old people don't want to celebrate, then there's no houses to go to. So what are you guys' some of your less traditional dishes that maybe I didn't name yet? We got candied yams. Yeah, yams are often served. Yams are like orange sweet potato thingies. Not actually sweet potatoes, they're different. And then you put a lot of sugar in them. No, they're already sweet. You put marshmallows on top and melt them. Pumpkin pie, pecan pie, chocolate pie. No, that's an all year pie. Get out of here. But yeah, pumpkin pie and pecan pie. Dev says I have fond memories of helping my great grandma make pistachio stuff. American Thanksgiving has a lot of weird food. I absolutely agree. 100% agree. Apple pie, that's a good one. Yep, that's what we have. I went and got for our family this weekend. People have been bringing up Watergate salad, and I don't know it's what I had until you described it. Yeah, I had let me show you guys for those of you who have never seen it. Pistachio salad. I had never seen it or heard of it until I met Mr. Swtorista's family, and I was like, WTF is this? That does not look appetizing. Like, I was scared to eat it. Oh, peach cobbler. Yeah, that's a good one. Yes, and there is a similar version called ambrosia salad, but that one is different. It's very regional. Ambrosia salad usually has those little colorful marshmallows in it instead, and it usually has more fruits. So the pistachio salad is more specifically green. Sometimes you'll throw a cherry on top, but it's less colorful. So I don't know if that makes it weirder or less weird. I'd never seen this before, and I was like, oh my god. Freaking weirdos. And I tried it, and I'm like, yummy. Oh, it's marshmallows and pistachio jello packets, or like pudding packets. Oh, I thought it was like, I thought it was whipped cream and like smashed up pistachios. It's very clear, I hope by now, that I don't go in the kitchen very much to cook. I'm actually hosting Thanksgiving for my family this year, so I've been doing so much work prepping the house and stuff like that. I'm exhausted, but other than that, I'm not cooking. We're safe. America, JR says Americans are weird. Most of the rest of the world celebrates in October. That's right. Yeah, so I already had Canadian Thanksgiving, though I'm not with my family, so I didn't celebrate. Upright Man says if I wanted to make a nice dessert for loved ones, I'd make a big apple crumble. That's actually what I purchased for my family. I went to the apple place where you can go apple picking, the orchards, and I bought apple crumble pie. I went up to the counter, I was like, hi, do you have any pies? And she's like, look over there. Oh no, there's not any. Hang on, I think the kitchen just finished some. And she brought me out literally a warm apple pie. The Apple store? No. Like a apple cooking orchard. Yeah, like this, you know? So a little less fancy, a little more all over the place. Yeah, more like this. October is reserved for Halloween. Don't try to ruin it. Get out of here! We are currently... Oh, wait! When is Canadian Thanksgiving exactly? Nothing! Date? 2024. Yeah, there you go. It's already a thing. October 14th, 2024. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? It's already decided by the Canadians. Wow, look at this. I think we just got a recipe. A recipe for ambrosia salad, fruit salad from Blur in YouTube chat. Whipped cream, marshmallows, bananas, apples, walnuts, can of tropical fruit, and cherries. I'm hungry. Donkey says, "This is why Canada sucks. They're lucky they gave us Rush." Okay, listen. I can't have you insult my Canadian heritage. Now we're gonna go over the news. I'm sorry. I'll stop talking about Thanksgiving food, but I love hearing about your guys' traditions in your different countries. And I know a lot of you are from all over the world. So that's Thanksgiving. Basically, you get all your big family to come, and they all converge on one house with a tablecloth on the table and use the fancy dishes. I don't understand that tradition either. And eat really good food. JR says, I celebrate US Thanksgiving with smoked turkey leg from Costco. Best part of turkey, super easy to cook, reminds me of Disneyland, and I don't have a month of leftovers. I actually bought empanada dough? Yeah, Goya, there we go. I bought these. I don't know how to describe what they are. Oh, this might be a good picture of one. They're like little flat pieces of bread, and then you can make empanada out of them. So I was gonna put the leftovers in them and see if that tastes good. And then you cook them and they turn into this. Is that a good idea? They're like $2. Ambrosia is dangerous. I will eat a lot of that pistachio salad for sure. Yes, and they argue about politics, right? Luckily, our family is not too bad. We don't necessarily always agree about politics, but luckily, the younger generation has kind of bullied their parents into being nicer to other people. So luckily, we don't have too much problems. I only have one person attending who...
Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Hey, drop it! Drop it like it's Spud. Oh my goodness. Thank you very much for supporting with Prime. We only have one person who's attending who I've heard made some unashamed, really rude comments, and basically I tell her to get out of my house if she don't be nice. If she pulls that crap in my house. Sounds like Christmas, but without the presents. Sort of, yeah. There's it's not in the morning like Christmas, and there's a lot less non-food related traditions. Right? There's no tree, there's no presents, there's no hot, like caroling, there's no millions of decorations everywhere, inside and outside the house. I think I would like Canada more if it was less cold. No offense towards any Canadians, but I hate the cold. Carrot, I am not good with the cold either. I am not as well. It's like IRL fleet chat. Oh my gosh. I don't think I would attend Thanksgiving like that. I'll cry too much. So let's go over the news. The daily sales of Arniclin masterpieces, so you can decorate your stronghold for Thanksgiving, so your family doesn't think you're art poor. We actually spent so much. We hung art in my house for Thanksgiving because I just hung it on random screws on the wall and it wasn't even straight. So I had to spend a bunch of time masking taping it. Christmas is not in the morning; it's on Christmas Eve. Oh, geez. Right, you don't celebrate Thanksgiving for multiple days. The most recent update is update 7.3, and you can actually learn more about that in this link if you're a returning player and wants to check out what happened most recently. And we're very excited for update 7.4. We do not have a date. However, it's expected to be a holiday release, so probably sometime in December. Jessa says, we don't even notice the cold. Heat we can't deal with. I'm a bad Canadian. I don't find that true for myself. I don't like the cold. Galactic Season 5 is currently running right now. Something else we're excited about, but I don't have a slide for, is the new Asia Pacific servers. And let's see, APAC. One of the, and if you want to learn more about that, here's a link. You live in Florida and hate the heat? Well, you have heat and water in the air. Gross. The new Asia Pacific server has launched, and people have really been enjoying it. I do have a full video up now if you're interested in watching versus reading. And more specifically, we have this leveling contest, and I believe it may have ended now. There was 3 spots left when I checked mid-afternoon yesterday, and I believe all 50 spots may be taken now. So don't, like, grind any more characters, especially because we haven't had a chance to, like, go check the list unless Zach did it and I didn't notice. But a whole big batch of players finally reached 50. And a few more have already posted since then. But yeah, it's super cool. Super cool to see the variety and types of characters and stuff like that. I loved that how many people submitted their level 50. So it's been very cool because it's clear that while some people were participating in the contest, there was still a lot of people out there who were like, nah, I'm gonna go smell the roses. I'm gonna work on Hele. Hele was like, I have the first decorated stronghold publicly listed at 100%. Like a whole new achievement, right? Number 1. Stuff like that. Very cool. You can only strip down so much. You can bundle up a ton. Excuse me, when I get too hot, I start with my sweater, then my other clothes, then my underwear, and I start stripping off my flesh until I'm only bones. It's very nice and cool at that point. You get a good breeze. That's a cool collage. Yeah, the prize that we were offering, because I wanted to offer many prizes rather than a big prize. It was only 450 cc, so nothing nice to get, but nothing crazy. So I really wanted to like honor, to like showcase the people who did the challenge, because it's not exactly an easy feat. You're still going to be putting 8+, I think 9 hours was the fastest. And then obviously other people are going to take quite a bit more. Upright says, APAC is lovely. Asia Pacific server is lovely. I am like level 24 on my warrior. And Kara says I haven't been on the new Asia Pacific server yet. Right, a lot of people have been checking out, enjoying the idea of a fresh start server. I was using it very heavily, and I'd love to show you what I've been working on because it should be coming out sometime next week, so fairly soon. Is there any events running right now? Do we have the event color? What's this? Someone asked Jackie, sorry you can't really see the text well, can I please implore you to do some media coverage in Aussie gaming mags or Aussie gaming news sites or straight up MMO gaming sites? Just reach out to them and let them know that we have an APAC server again. And they linked a bunch of Aussie sites and MMO sites. Also maybe get Steam to promote it too, as I can find no official announcement about it on the SWTOR scene page. My concern is the APAC gamers and Star Wars fans aren't getting reached, and if they aren't finding out, they won't know to play. I'm losing my voice. What's happening? Which obviously means less players on the server and you ultimately closing it again. Hey, says Jackie as response. I won't go into too many details, but the appropriate outlets were already notified. We have also been working on an email campaign as well, and that's been finalized. I know you're very passionate about the server, so just know that we are too. Oh, that's a sweet response. So it's interesting if those Aussie outlets have been informed already and they don't want to report on it. I will point out though, should be kind of obvious, but we got a whole bunch of codes for giveaways and stuff like that, specifically to celebrate the APAC server. So you may see many other content creators doing giveaways. You should be able to deduce this. Just say it. Intezar's doing a contest, Cal's doing all kinds of stuff, and has even started a guild that people can play on. I feel like probably streamers have probably been doing code giveaways and stuff like that related to APAC. I don't get a chance to watch. Suntower says, breaking news, only 12 years in the making, right? Okay, so what else? Any other news? Oh yeah, I think that's it for the news, and I really wanted to show you what I have been working on. Oh my goodness. You guys better be ready for this, because I am so excited. It's not done yet, but you guys can start using it now if you want. So, look at this baby. Look at this spreadsheet. Spreadsheet. Happy Turkey Day. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving. Look at this. Spreadsheet. Okay, there is 169 cells in this spreadsheet. A couple of them are titles, which is cheating. Oh no, it's 168. 168 entries. Oh, Bale says, any news on the DirectX 12 update? No, I believe right now they are focusing on the Aussie server because it just came out still. It's Spreadshat Canadian. Yes. Voulez-vous voir my Spreadshat? So basically, I couldn't find a really up-to-date resource on legacy unlocks, or like how much they cost, or what options they are, or what exactly they do. There are some resources from back in the day, but a lot of them have changed over time. And I don't think those older ones ever even covered the legacy stuff that's not right there in the legacy panel in the unlock sections. And I really, really wanted to figure this stuff out because a lot of it has changed over the years. Oh my gosh. We spent about 20 minutes going back and forth in my guild about the SWTOR speeder unlocks. There is some weird bugs going on there. And I'm still not even 100% sure I figured out when you can get speeder piloting 3. I think I figured it out, but I'm not entirely sure. Hey there, Matt. And oh ho ho. With SWTOR combat, says Carrot, I'm curious, what is the difference between playing as a tank and playing as a damage? The short version is that when you're playing as a damage character, you have more damage-based abilities and do a lot more damage. You hit harder, you do bigger numbers, you kill the boss. As a tank, mechanically, you have your gear trends more towards your health and the ability to not get hit more or to get hit for less. And you have a shield generator that allows you to do that instead of an offhand that lets you do more damage. Functionally, a tank also has a lot more responsibilities when it comes to group content. They have to group up enemies and make them pay attention to them, as well as using more defensive abilities so they don't die. All right, so look at this baby. This is not useful for you guys. Spreadsheet too big. I have finally, I think, translated it. This is, look, this is a super old article. Look, this is like one of my oldest videos. Look at this. That was too loud, sorry. This is from 7 years ago. This is from 2016. You know, I kind of want to watch it. Is it okay if we watch it together? It's like one of the oldest videos and it's still mostly relevant. And I was curious what was in here. Because today, the last couple of days, what I've been focusing on is, oh my god, I think I need to work on this table of contents, so might need some adjusting. Is a giant table of all the unlocks and the options to pay for them. Swtorista reacts to old videos. They're so old I don't remember them anymore. And then I've also got text information about each of them, and I'm going to be expanding many of them with screenshots and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a huge, huge, huge project. As you can see, it's pages and pages of info. It's not really meant to be read in its entirety. It's more meant to be a resource so you can quickly browse the ones here in a table if you need to. Not that quickly because it's still really long. And then if you need more information about a specific one, you can jump more directly to it. You can like Control F altruism, you know, like Steve altruism. Bam! Yeah. Still crazy how old this game actually is, especially for me who joined in early 2022. Right? It's like, what are we at? Year 12 or 13? Hey there, Arctic. Brian says, thank you for the spreadsheet. Absolutely. If you guys want to have access to this page, just know that it's not really finished yet. But that basically the spreadsheet part, the table. The table is pretty finished unless anyone notices any mistakes. And yeah, I'm also working on an article just kind of explaining all the different parts of Legacy. Do you think master flashpoints in all types of operations, asked Jay Smile, will be more difficult due to gear increase in the upcoming patch 7.4? Hey, Jay Smile. I don't think, I know. They are not upgrading the difficulty of any of the operations flashpoints, story content, they are not changing the difficulty levels. They are only adding another way to upgrade your gear higher, so they should technically get easier if you get more gear. Still obviously depends on your skill level, and some are more difficult than others, but in general, if you get more gear, you'll be able to do more damage or have more health. Should be easier, right? And that's personally why I'm going to be chasing the Ricotta gear, maybe so I can have an easier time in things like, especially solo story, solo difficult content like Eternal Championship and the chapters. If anything, they should downgrade story mode difficulty for R4. That's a whole different opinion, and I also agree with that. We're gonna skip more mechanics with the update? Oh gosh, I don't think so. I think it's more that players who are having a hard time will have slightly less of a hard time. Sunjammer says, what is this skill thing of which you speak? Get good scrub! Kirkatool says, I was trying to dig up Dreadseed armor and Delphi site is down. Yeah, Delphi site is down. Swtorista. What is that thing called? Secret Dread? That was one of the guys people were specifically requesting to be done because they were saying... Here you go. The information is there. Let's see. Treasures, armor. Ta-da-da! And that has all the information about it and where you can get it. I've also got all the maps and very accurate maps because I had a lot of fun being really anal about going in and out of the areas to figure out exactly where the radius was. Get good scrub, that's right. No, just joking. Yeah. Okay, what did I want to show you? I showed you my legacy unlocks. Oh, we're gonna go watch that video together because I don't know what's in it. I'm gonna have to remake this to go with this article, and I don't even know what's in the original, all right? Be quiet. Revan music. I'm gonna drink some chocolate milk. We're gonna watch a super old video together, and we're gonna see what's changed since 7 years ago, if anything.
Welcome to the Academy. Welcome to the Academy,
My microphone.
a series focused on the basics of Star Wars: The Old Republic. In this episode, we'll be discussing
legacy unlocks, what they are,
It's
how
so
they work,
old,
and
it
what's
has-
the best value for your hard-earned credits or cartel coins.
Podcast
If you've just
co-host.
recently leveled your first character in Star Wars: The Old Republic, there are a lot of things you can do to make your life more convenient and more fun in the game. All of your characters belong to your legacy. Your legacy is gotten very early in the game, and each of your characters on the server becomes a part of it as you create them. One of the most convenient things they can share is a stronghold. If you don't have a stronghold yet, you can head to the fleet to the strongholds and crafting section and buy one there. Your first one only costs 5,000 credits, so it's pretty easy to obtain. Once you have a stronghold unlock, every single one
It is very interesting that I kind of started with strongholds. Yeah, I haven't quite discovered how I wanted to speak and present stuff yet. Some of my older videos are very, very soft. Very soft. I really like the more instructional, more directed voice that I have in my newer ones. That voice is probably closer to what I speak in real life, but I don't be that calm most of the time. A little closer to also how I talk on stream when I'm not like freaking out excited about something. 3 strongholds, yeah, it's old. You like the older tone? It is a lot more calm. It is, however, harder for YouTube to caption, if I remember right. It's harder for YouTube to understand it. And this may have been at the point where I didn't have a script. I'm unsure. I believe that... Yeah, oh. I believe this one doesn't even have a script. Instead, it looks like I was going off of a bullet point list that I'd written and was kind of freestyling the rest.
one of your characters can access it. The best thing about a stronghold is that you can create a room that is purely for convenience. You can place in there a mailbox, a galactic trade network for buying and selling things, an item modification station for changing out augments. You can add your most used crafting nodes. You
My
can
stronghold's
add vendors to sell
adorable.
junk to.
I love
You can
it.
add a bank, a guild bank, and a legacy bank. A legacy bank is extremely useful to share stuff between your characters. You can place any item in here that is not bound directly to your character. So you can place crafting materials in here, you can place boosts in here, you can place unbound armor in here, and you can also place legacy armor in here, which can be traded between characters. Legacy armor has a nice little shield icon in the corner, and any armor that has that icon can be used to create a set that is shared.
Have that icon anymore. I don't know why they got rid of it. It's like really upsetting to me. At one point they they did something, and that little shield icon went away. Like, you can still see Legacy Band when you roll over it, but I'm like, I want to see it at a glance. Ugh. Wow, remember when crafting mats took up so much room? Oh my gosh, wait, does wow, you're right. This is before we had the crafting bays. You're so right. Yeah, I like the little pets there, the little Kell Dragons and the Astromix. Super cute. Back in my day, we did have to store crafting materials in our banks, and they took up so much space. Oh my god. What's cool is in the newer article that I'm writing, I have a whole section about the materials ban, how to use it and how it's shared across your legacy, and how you can individualize it as well. Robert, thank you very much as always for supporting this project. Long time. Thank you. Look at the tabs at the bottom. Right, I only have 5. There's 7 now, I think. 6 and 7. My bank was so much better organized than the materials bag. The materials bag is better organized, but it's probably less aesthetically pleasing. I do know in the materials inventory you don't accidentally have multiple stacks of the same item because you forgot to sort them better.
Here, and you can also place legacy armor in here, which can be traded between characters. Legacy armor has a nice little shield icon in the corner, and any armor that has that icon
can you see I cleaned my inventory?
That is shared between multiple characters. For example, if you have a trooper on the Republic side, you can create a set that is also good for using on your bounty hunter on the Imperial side. The rest of your legacy is represented in the legacy panel, which looks like a shield icon on the main menu.
Look at that old menu! Look at how much space it takes up, and they added more icons over time. No wonder they had to condense it. That's like gonna take up the entire... Oh, do I have it extra big? I do have it extra big. That's part of it. Was that Sansia? That's funny. Yes, it was. Bringy says, bring back the old men? What is that, Bringy? Oh, menu. Bring back the old men right now. The materials bag has a search window worth a lot. Yep, absolutely. I'm happy that crafting thing doesn't take up so much space anymore. Me too. Definite benefit that new players may have never even know wasn't a thing. However, the downside is sometimes you don't even know where your crafting materials are. If you don't know about the crafting menu, you'll like pick them up and you'll be like, well, okay, goodbye. Too many old men already in this game. No, bring back the old men. Okay. But cool, very cool to see that old menu. Haven't seen it in a long time.
On the left-hand side, you can see a list of all the things that are shared amongst your legacy. One of the many things shared amongst your legacy are achievements. Achievements are a long list of things you can try to get in the game that aren't necessarily tied to your class story or to the natural progression of the game. There are a lot of different types of achievements.
Aww.
Some are as simple as killing so many bad guys on a certain planet. Others are more specific, like finding a specific NPC hidden somewhere secret, or getting all of the lore objects that are hidden around the game.
What's going on with this
While
footage?
you're traveling the galaxy, you'll also come across datacrons. Datacrons are often hidden in hard-to-reach areas, and often involve a puzzle to get to. Once you've unlocked a datacron on one character, you'll get a stat boost that spans across all characters. So at some point while you're playing, you're going to want to try and get every single datacron at least once. If you want a way to earn some neat legacy armor, you can check out Reputation. Reputation is a way of gaining favor with groups across the galaxy by doing specific quests for them. Reputation is shared across your legacy, so you can work on it on any character and you'll be good to go. Working with your companions also gives a bonus to your legacy. Unlocking one of every type gives you a special bonus, for example a ranged DPS or a melee DPS, each give a special bonus. And for every companion that you've finished your conversation quests with, you'll get +10 to presence, which increases your companion damage across all your characters. Completing Chapter 2 of your class story gives you a special cosmetic emote that all your characters can use. For example, the Trooper has a salute, and the Imperial Operative shows off their knives.
Chew!
Completing Chapter 2 awards all of your characters the class buff of that class. So for example, if you complete Chapter 2 of the Trooper story, you'll then be able to use the Trooper class buff on your Jedi Knight, your Jedi Consular, and even your Imperial Agent. Once you completed Chapter 3 of your class storyline, you'll be awarded a special ability that can only be used during Heroic Moment. Heroic Moment can be activated anytime you're in battle with your companion, and it's usually used if you're in a rough spot. Once activated, you can use any of your special heroic abilities. And
It
since
used to have
there's
a
8
super long
classes, you can
cooldown.
unlock all 8 abilities. If you've got some credits to spend, there's a whole bunch of legacy unlocks available in the Global Unlocks tab of the Legacy panel. Most of these are located in the Other tab. When you're unlocking character perks and legacy unlocks, make sure to note the difference between the credit cost and the cartel coin cost. Sometimes the ratio is really wonky, and it's a much better deal to do it with one versus the other. One of the best ones you can get per ship is called the Training Dummy. This is useful if you're at all
Hey, it's
interested in
Aravel!
improving your
Look,
abilities
it's
as a
Aravel!
DPS character. If you're ever planning to get into operations, this is an absolute must. This is the easiest way to practice your rotation and make sure you're using the best abilities at the best times.
It's funny, I must have
There
asked
are
him,
training
can I
dummies
have some
available
footage
on the
from you?
fleet and on the capital worlds, but having one on the private zero ship is absolutely worth it. If you want to buff your training dummy similar to what an operations boss would be like, you can also purchase a special legacy item from a droid vendor available on some players' ships. This droid can also be unlocked for 1,000,000 credits in the Other tab, but I recommend just finding a friend who has the droid and buying it from them. Other unlocks you can get for your ship are a GTN, a guild bank, a vendor, and a mailbox, but I don't really suggest to get them. The tiered Legacy Fleet Pass ability is absolutely fantastic. You can reduce your Fleet Pass to 0. This is an extremely easy way to get around, especially if you need to go to the fleet a
Big
lot.
money.
For example, for operations, to see friends, to get to a GTN.
I was looking
Or
at
to get
when I was going through the list, I was kind of looking at the prices and stuff like that, and Rocket Boost? Rocket Boost? I can never remember which one it actually is. Rocket Boost. So Rocket Boost is 2,000,000 credits. On the server, the APAC server, I have about 500 credits total. Like, it's gonna take a while to get anywhere close to that.
To the vendors that sell gear for commendations. The tiered legacy travel is very similar, and that's extremely useful, and I highly recommend it. If you upgrade it to the 3rd tier, your quick travel will be reduced to a 0 time limit. That means you can use it over and over and over and hop around a planet very quickly when questing. And remember, since it's legacy-wide, it'll apply to all of your characters, so if you start a new character, you can easily get around with them too. Rocket Boost is one of the most highly lauded legacy abilities in all of the game. Rocket Boost, sometimes known as Rocket Boots, gives you the ability to move around on a temporary pair of rocket boots in areas that you wouldn't be able to normally, areas where you're not allowed to bring a speeder in. This is especially useful if you like to do flashpoints, operations, or really go into any instanced area. To get Rocket Boost, you can unlock the 1st tier fairly cheaply. If you got some more credits to burn, you can unlock the next tiers to make it usable more often. Tactical markers are a fun unlock that can be used mainly for raiding and operations. They can only be used in operations and flashpoints, and they can be used to place down symbols that represent tanks, healers, and DPS as glowing holograms. If you've got some money to burn but don't really need them for tactical reasons, they're extremely fun to spam. Just make sure to click them off before you start the fight so no one lags to death. A very expensive legacy unlock at 2,000,000 credits is the ability to mount while moving. This is very unnecessary if you're just playing the game for fun, but if you play a lot, it can be really nice to have. It's especially useful if you quest a lot or if you like going to crafting nodes a lot. It just means you never really have to stop moving. In addition to legacy unlocks, there are also character perks. These unlocks only apply to the character that they are unlocked on, not your entire legacy. You can find all of these on the Character Perks tab. The biggest section on this tab is various ways to increase your experience from different activities. I don't really recommend unlocking any of these because it's fairly easy to level with the current leveling system, and once you've reached max level, these unlocks become useless to you. On the right hand side of the panel, however, are some extremely useful unlocks you can get for your character. These include the Legacy of Altruism, which increases the amount of influence you get from companion gifts. If you're trying to get your companion all the way up to max influence, this is extremely important and will save you a lot of time and grief. The Legacy of Persuasion is similar in that it increases influence from talking to your companions in cutscenes. The Legacy of Crafting unlock is an absolute must for anyone who's working on endgame crafting. All 3 tiers of it too. It will increase your chances of creating an extra crafted item or augmenting a piece of crafted gear. The travel unlock is fairly nice if you're making a new character. Normally you have to wait a while to get your first speeder on a new character, but with this unlock, you can get your speeder at level 1. In this panel is also the priority transport unlocks. These are very useful, and I suggest picking a couple or getting them all as you go along and get more credits. These allow you to quick travel to many different planets across the galaxy. The most useful one on this list is to be able to travel to your starship. This means you can quickly get to any planets that aren't on this list. For example, if you need to go to Voss for a random quest you haven't gotten to yet. Some of the other priority transports include the Capital World, Course on Erdrome and Cost depending on your faction, Outlaw's Den on Tatooine, the Fleet Vanguard vessel, where operations normally are, the Black Hole Daily area on Corellia, CC-198, a daily planet, Orcom for dailies and 2 operations, Risha for dailies and the Ravagers operation, Yavin 4 for dailies and Temple of Sacrifice operation, and there's also Odessen. Odessen is kind of a special priority transport, because you won't need it on characters that have finished Chapter 9 of Knights of the Fallen Empire. Characters who have gotten that...
It's very interesting to me to see what I prioritize back in the day. When I'm going to be remaking this video, I'm going to be talking about all the different systems available rather than the specific unlocks one by one, because there is 169 different unlocks available. It would take me a really long time to go over them all. I guess I kind of just picked the ones I knew about or the ones that I liked here.
Far in the storyline can easily travel back to Odessen by traveling to their contacts in the Alliance panel. But characters who have not completed Knights of the Fallen Empire, or might not have even started, still have a use for going to Odessen. Going to Odessen is very useful if you have extra data crystals that you want to trade in, and don't really have a use for them on that character. And don't plan on starting Knights of the Fallen Empire either. You can buy...
There's a nice little question from Sonics from YouTube. Do you guys think they would launch a North American fresh server? At the moment, Sonics, I know they probably don't want to split the population any more than they already have. We'll have to see in the future. Basically, I think if the Australian population stabilizes, so it's mostly actually Aussies there instead of a bunch of us who are just excited about the Fresh Start server, then they might. But otherwise, probably not. Because you want to keep enough people playing on here to keep it both Fresh Start on Australia and populated enough in general.
Gifts for your companions there, and more of those boxes that you can turn into your Alliance commanders. In the Character Unlock tab, you can also get a Field Repair Droid for repairing your armor along the way. This one is very useful, especially if you do a lot of operations and die a lot. You can get a Field Mail Droid, which is really nice for checking your mail in the field, especially if you're a crafter or someone who sells a lot of stuff on the GTN. You can also buy Field Respect, which will allow you to change between disciplines on the field without having to return all the way back to the fleet. This is great if you play a class that has multiple roles. For example, if you're a DPS, where your group suddenly needs a tank and you need to switch over. It can save a lot of time in the long run. There's also a way to unlock certain items across all of your characters, but this only works for certain special items on the cartel market.
Oh, this is something I didn't have in the little guide that I was working on. I'm gonna go add that right now. I didn't talk about collections. They're not technically legacy-wide, but they do function a lot of the same way. Legacy-bound armor. Let's put it after that. Collections. Talk about collections. Good job, old me.
If you've collected an entire set of a cartel market armor set, or if you have a crystal, a mount, or a pet from the cartel market, you can unlock it across all of your characters using the collection system. This can cost anywhere from 60 to 400 cartel coins, and can be accessed in your inventory menu and look for the little collections tab. Once you've collected in your collections, you can then make copies on all of your characters as much as you want. Your legacy also levels up as you do. Every time you gain experience on any of your characters, XP goes into your legacy experience. You can go from level 1 to legacy level 50, and you get a special title when you get there too, called Living Legend. There are a lot of ways to take advantage of the legacy system, but the ones I recommend the most are legacy banks, legacy armor, rocket boots, and the time-saving travel unlocks. I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Academy. Don't forget to subscribe.
Look at that cute little outro. Aww, old Swtorista video. So what's kind of interesting is, let's see, Legacy? So I was showing you guys that I made this, for those of you who are just coming in, we're talking about a guide that I'm working on that covers every Legacy unlock in the game, and it's incredibly in-depth. Incredibly in-depth, like hardcore. So I was putting together a list of my, like, favorites. Obviously, Rocket Boost was way up there, but my list is kind of different these days, apparently. Maybe because I've been playing longer, maybe I'm less in touch compared to when I was first playing and I didn't have very much stuff yet. But it's definitely changed quite a bit, my favorites list. This one's also longer, to be fair. Basically, I was like, yes, Rocket Boost. Improved mounting is awesome, but so expensive. Field respec is just great. The little droids that you can have out in the field, some of them are quite expensive, but super useful. Really, inventory rows are life. Legacy bays and cargo bays. And I actually did put the quick priority transfers on there as well. It would be helpful, says Kriegel. Saya, do you have a Jawa junk cost for GTN credit spreadsheet? Oh my god, I do. Is it this page? Here you go. Here's SWTOR Jawa scrap guide. And there's literally a spreadsheet that you can use. You have to file, make a copy, and there you go. It'll credits for junk for you. I don't remember if I made this one or someone else did. This looks kind of like something I would make, though. Maybe I based it off someone else's idea at the time. But yeah, so this Legacy guide has been working out really good for me. So I think now we're going to actually pop in game here and go play video game. Thanks for indulging me as I went and took a look at one of my older videos because I wanted to watch it, but I didn't want to sit down for 12 minutes. Perfect. This made me Billy's, says Kriegel, lol. Yeah, we do have a whole credits guide as well. For those of you who would like to learn how to make those millions of credititos, feel free to pull this up, and there's lots of different ways to do it. Note that this is more for the existing servers and not necessarily for the Shea Vizsla server, as things are a bit different there, as our credits guides focus on how to get high worth items and sell them to people who have credits and basically bring their credits to you. But in Shea Vizsla, it's going to be slightly different as nobody has any credits to spend. So you want to focus on slightly different things. For example, doing Conquest gets you 25,000 credits even if you're just baby level, automatically from the game itself. Heroics probably are a pretty good way to make credits on the Shea Vizsla server. And then once people start getting credits to spend, you can always do crafting materials. And don't forget, because some costs are set in the game and some vary based on the player base, you want to take advantage of that too. So for example, on the Shea Vizsla server, when you go to gather a material with your companions, it'll cost like what? I don't know, 15 credits? I forget the exact amounts for the earlier ones. If you can only sell them for like 16 credits right now, you might want to wait for that gulf to widen. As more players get more credits, they'll have more credits to spend, and things on the GTN will naturally go up in price. And that gulf between what you spend in-game to get something and what you can sell it for on the GTN will widen. Yeah. Cartel packs for 274,000 each. Wow, yeah. So who, if you have cartel coins and you're spending them to sell stuff on Shea Vizsla, you're like, wow, you know, I don't even know. You could try and play the GTN, but you don't even know what anything's worth, right? Like that person selling the cartel pack for 274,000, for all you know, that they won't even be able to sell it because nobody wants it. No one has 274,000. Someone mentioned earlier a rare armor set being sold for only 1.5 million. The legacy cargo is key for preferred and free to play. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I definitely have that covered on multiple guides there. Mr. Dave says, I'm having a hard time deciding on whether to play Republic or Sith Empire. Does anyone know which population size is bigger at the moment? So the Imperial side has traditionally always been bigger, but I don't think it's by a lot. I don't think it's by a phenomenal amount or anything like that. So I generally recommend play the one that has the most interesting character for you, usually by the class stories. For example, I wanted to play the good guys. I wanted to play Republic side, so I play my trooper on the Republic side, and I didn't join the Empire on other characters for quite a while later. While the Empire side is quite a bit more populated, and it can often be easier to get groups for stuff there. I will also say there's more degens, more poo-poo people on the Imperial side, because if you're a poopy person and you have to pick a faction, you're obviously going to pick the super cool looking Darth Vaders and Darth Mars and stuff like that. Can we see a tour of the Stronghold? Oh my god, no! Because I had to pick up a whole bunch of it, and it's a big mess, and it's very upsetting. Listen, we had a Stronghold decorating contest a while ago, and I think the theme was like gardens or something like that, and I was going for flamingos and lawn gnomes, I think? I don't even remember what was going on here. Look at this. Apparently these are the closest thing I could find to flamingos. Look at this guy. Caca! If you want a tour of this Stronghold empty, however, like you're interested in getting at the Alderaan Stronghold, I do absolutely have a full tour up. And so you can see I was building something over here. I was building a Stronghold area with the different walls and stuff, but I had to take some down because I was taking pictures. What is the great big bird mount? Not the Oro bird. Oh, does anyone know how to spell Tethic? Tethic? The ones from a previous Galactic Seasons. Unfortunately, they're not very available anymore, if at all. So these guys are obviously the Oro birds. Caca! And then these weirdo guys are Tethic? What are the limitations of preferred players? Hey, Andrew, that is a loaded question. It is a very long discussion, and there's no heckin' way I'm going over it today. But here is a huge chart and list of information for you. Tethic? No, not quite. That's how it sounds. That's spelled how it sounds. There's some I's in there, and they don't think there's a Y, but I'm not quite sure where those letters all go. Yeah, that tree just spoke through the roof. That is entirely correct. Thank you very much for noticing that my roof has a custom cut hole for my tree. It's actually super cute right there. I'm not sure that was part of my original plan, but I like it. Oh, but yeah, I was trying to build like a little greenery room. And then inside here everything's a mess because I was pulling up decorations to take screenshots of. Like, look, this is my museum, and look, half the displays have been removed. Like, look, I had to take off some of my taxidermy so I could take a screenshot of this guy. There you go. Rogue spelled it right. So that bird thing is a Tethic? Oh my goodness. Scad on YouTube says, yeah, I prefer playing Republic side because the Empire side players are so edgy. Just the other day, General Chat had a dead serious conversation about women being inferior. Most were agreeing. Oh my gosh. So just to be clear, that doesn't not happen on the Republic side either. It's just a little less common. Republic side is usually talking about other stupid stuff. Yeah, okay, let's see. What was I looking at? Oh yeah, you guys want to see the Stronghold. I don't know how much else is decorated. Oh, I want to show you the decoration site. Oh my gosh. It's a coming along for sure. And you guys are welcome to use it at this point. Like, now it's at the point that I can actually recommend it being used. All of the decorations are actually in the lists here, which is pretty amazing because they weren't before. So if I go look at like Civic, how do I sort anything? Statues? Artwork and statues? Is that just Civic? Yeah, okay, here we go. DK chat is cursed enough. So, like, we actually have pictures of almost every decoration. Oh my god. As I say that, I go past all those stupid gilded portraits that I was like, I don't have time for this in my life. But yeah, we've got pictures of pretty much every decoration except for the trophies and the gilded stuff because they made me angry. And you can sort through, and we're working on a fun little feature where you can sort by, I called it feature. You can sort by things like fire or water. And we have 2 wonderful volunteers, Hele and Mia, who are helping tag these items. So yeah, it should be useful for figuring out themes in your stronghold. Water! I love this little water tag right here. I love looking at the water decos. So yeah, it's just being slowly worked on in the background. What is left? What is left is 1, I'm finishing uploading any missing images. And 2, I believe the biggest thing that needs a revamp is how to get each deco. Prum says, this is awesome. Thank you so much for doing this. Yeah, Prum, I'm so happy to be able to like offer this resource again, because this is one of my earliest projects. I had these decoration guides, but they fell out of date around Shadow of Revan, and I just didn't have the time to keep up with it. But with TOR fashion, TOR decorating potentially going down at some point, and it's, as far as I can tell, is no longer being updated. Basically what happened is that so TOR fashion is down. However, TOR decorating was part of a different technical site, and it got moved to ESO fashion. It got moved to the owner who owns ESO fashion now. Basically, the person, Exile Messenger, who owned TOR fashion, gave ESO fashion to this person, which is great. Good for them overall. And they've been, I think they've actually been updating it and allowing people to post and stuff like that. But TOR decorating, I don't think I've seen any new entries since it got moved. So basically it wasn't super up to date before in terms of like all the older information, like decos were getting added but not getting updated. Top left. Compra los 100 regalos. Let's go shopping. But yeah, so it's too bad that someone can't take up TOR decorating, show off your stronghold page. Oh my gosh, Prum. It's in my wishes to rebuild it. Basically, when you allow users to submit things, you have to create a whole system for it. And I feel like, I didn't super look into it, but I feel like the system that Exile Messenger had was one of the easiest to set up. I think it was just a form and you could upload photos, and I'm pretty sure it just like emailed it to her, and she had to go like actually make it all by hand. And I was like, whoa, there's no way I want to do that. Can you imagine like Swtorista.com? SWTOR Guild? Can you imagine if I had to do SWTOR Guild Finder and people had to email in their guilds and I had to like copy and paste it all in? Oh my god, I'd die. So I would really like to build something like that in the future. I did get some work started on it and did some investigation and stuff. I was trying to use at first something easier to build with, basically a app builder, but I kept running into too many limitations and slowdowns and stuff like that, so I ended up being have to code it myself, which obviously slowed things down. I made some progress, but I had to stop and back up and catch up with all the other projects and stuff like that. So yeah, a little bit at a time. By hand, right? That was, oh boy, I can't believe that she did it to start with. Does anyone know if any variation of the Soka name is looked down on the community? Well, okay, I will tell you something. For the contest that we hosted, okay, hang on. Before I keep yakking, let me get my life in order. Login and season rewards, Galactic Seasons. I have 4 out of 7 done. I'll have 5 out of 7 done. Oh, I was supposed to queue up for PvP, but I really don't want to. But I'm gonna miss like a whole week of PvP. Maybe I can queue up on Monday. I wanted to do Wrath and Ruin. Kind of more for fun than anything else. Yeah, let's do it. Loadouts. Let's switch to real tank though. Not slap tank. So I'm going to be playing a difficult chapter in Knights of the Eternal Throne, I think. And this also is available in story mode. I'm going to basically be spacebarring through the story the best that I can, but you may get some spoilers about what's visual and stuff like that. So let's see, chapters. Wrath and Ruin. Oh, is Wrath and Ruin the boss one? I like that one. Let's go. Need to make sure it's in Master. And Grunt. Let's go. What contest? Have I missed a chance to be competitive? Oh, what was I referring to? When did I say contest? Oh yeah. So I wouldn't necessarily say that people look. Oh, you did, Patrick. How'd you miss the leveling contest? What? I don't need a trailer, thanks. We had a leveling contest. First 50 people to level 50 won a prize on the new Apex server. I will say, about half of those names were based on existing characters of some sort. Not necessarily Star Wars, but of various medias and stuff like that. Like we had Kylo be submitted. There was a bunch of other ones I recognized as clearly being based on other characters. We're gonna space bar past all of this. Why conquer boss? Cause it's awesome. That was interesting. I will not give any spoilers, but I was surprised about who showed up in that cutscene, that's for sure. Oh my gosh, I don't have, where are my hotbars? Am I just playing blind here? Oh no. Oh well. When in Rome. Okay, I need to change to have an actual interface, especially if we're playing in a more difficult mode. Okay, default. Let's go. So, do I look down on people who have names based on other characters in the Star Wars universe? I shouldn't, but I do a little bit, sorry. But I think a lot of people in general like to live that fantasy of being a Star Wars character. Like, it's super, super common. So if you're worried about people looking down on you, don't worry. Half the population is like, more Ahsoka! More Kylo Ren! More Mara Jade! Whatever, you know? Oh gosh, these guys actually hurt. Dang, do I have a companion? Oh, I do. These guys are kicking my butt. I need to be more careful if I'm in master mode. Woo! More Darth Mauls. Okay, give myself a... Hey! 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 I was trying to heal up. So yeah, lots and lots and lots of people use character names like that. Mr. Dave, right, and even so, technically you're not supposed to have a character named Kylo, because it's very clearly Kylo Ren, and you're not technically allowed to have that, but I don't think they care too much. Basically, as far as I can tell, if it gets past the original name filters, and it's not, like, derogatory, and it's not clearly meant to scam in some way. So, for example, if you're, like, impersonating a staff member, they'll probably make you change it. If you're using a name specifically to harass somebody, they'll probably make you change it. If you figure out how to get past the filters with some really rude slur or something, they'll probably make you change it. If you have a name like I-I-I-L-I-L-I-L-I-I-I-L, that's just literally impossible to report or type. They might make you change it, but it's unlikely. Depends what you're doing. Depends if you're minding your own business or not. Official broadsword employee is going to be my next character name. Perfect, you got it. A+, done. But yeah, it's very uncommon for them to make you change it once it's already chosen. But however, I think they would fast track that if you did something that was like a slur or like harassing someone specifically. World of Warcraft, when you see a night elf hunter named Legolas with a bunch of asterisks, no, with a bunch of special alt codes, right? We're gonna see a million Ahsokas on that new server, and that's totally okay. Did you see that in the Legacy panel? You can totally name your Legacy Tano, like T-A-N-O. I was cracking up about that. I was like, the list of filters was clearly made before. I died. Can I just avoid that group? Can I just have a strike team mission? Defeat Sickle assault groups. Oh no. Okay, let's try one. One at a time. I'm sorry, I forgot I'm in master mode. I need to be more careful. Oh, push. Dang. I've seen players invoking some slurs in fights in some chats. Oh yeah, for sure. Absolutely, it happens. But yeah, Mr. Dave, a lot of people, okay, Lana, if you can't heal me when I'm just fighting a basic Zakul Knight Captain, how are you gonna handle what's to come? Miss Beniko. Come on. One of my legacies named Jade, which is a really common one. Aww. Why can't I call them? Oh, I see. Eek. Oh god. Lana, please! Please, Lana! Oh gosh, okay. Should be better now that the Zakul Knight Captain is dead. We'll just let those losers over there deal with the other Sky Troopers. You can still complete this Galactic Seasons objective in Veteran mode. Yeah, I wanted to do them in Master mode, kind of for fun. If I was just looking to complete Galactic Seasons objectives, there's definitely some easier ones there for me. So yeah, you can absolutely... oh, what time is it? I have to be careful of the time. I have to go in like 5 minutes. I think it was actually a really bad idea to start this chapter. I'm not going to finish this on time. I forgot. I do have to go. Someone just asked. Is it you having turkey today, said Metafix. I actually am in about half an hour. My wonderful mother-in-law is coming over. And we're gonna cook together. And I have to take a shower before then because I'm stinky. I'll be embarrassed if I have to cook while I didn't even get a chance to shower. Just rolled out of bed and came and played with you guys because you can't smell me. Ha ha. Hey there, Neff. Hi. Oh gosh, big guy. Okay, we'll try and fight this big guy. So will this save my progress or nah? Oh, this big guy's a good guy. Break through the bridge. So will it save my progress or nah? Or do I have to... This is cool. I love this chapter. It's very bombastic. When I first played it, I was like, yeah! Some of the other chapters I wasn't a big fan of, and this was the start of the next batch. And after a break, and I was like, yeehaw! Pretty sure it doesn't save progress. Aw, buddy. That's the walker you ride in later? Yeah, I was like, I thought that was familiar. Cool. My current counselor has the most random name because they literally named her Ricardege. That's pretty good. That's a pretty decent name. Any tips for Master Mode chapters if your character is a healer? Cry. Apart from that, apart from crying, which you should do regardless of your role in Master Mode chapters, there is a wonderful blog called Going... If I die while I type this, I'm gonna cry. Going Commando. If you Google Going Commando SWTOR blog, oh no, even better, even better, even better. I'm gonna die. It's okay, it's fine. Swtorista.com/2023. If you go here, and let's go do that right now because there's no way I'm gonna finish this chapter. Just impossible. So we might as well go to do something more productive in the meantime, well, with a few more minutes that I have. If you go to Swtorista.com/2023, there is a section called KOTET. And there is a wonderful blog by Shintar on her Going Commando blog. And she put together, first off, a list of tips. And second off, and kind of more interesting, she did a lot of writing in her blog about the different chapters. And if I remember right, she mostly plays a healer. And another interesting thing is, although the Delphi links don't work, I don't know if they have any tips in them, but you can always run these through the Wayback Machine if you can't get the links working. Zach! Shelby got you some! Yeah! Oh, my dark side counselor calls Habits Squad useless and is trying to recruit them as a waste of time. Yeah, happy Thanksgiving to you all. JR, have a great day. So yeah, I should probably also head out. Quick recap of today. Not a lot of news other than we're excited about the APAC server. We're excited about Galactic Seasons. We're excited about 7.4 coming out. And we had a chance to just go poke around with some stuff and looking into legacy unlocks and stuff like that. Yeah. So I'll see you guys later. For those of you on YouTube, please go enjoy the most recent videos about 7.4 and the Apex server if you aren't familiar with them already. Joshua says, thank you for all your effort over the years on your website. First place I look. Thank you! Yeah, awesome. Okay, and for those of you on Twitch, we're gonna go see if anyone's actually streaming right now who speaks English. There's probably gonna be a lot of Germans and a lot of French people because they don't even celebrate Thanksgiving, as far as I can tell. And that's me. Thanks. I don't want to hear me. Let's see. Anybody who's got a camera on we haven't met yet? Laura says, Cypher 9 reporting for duty. Let's go say hi. Laura. Their full title is LGBTQIA trans woman chatty. Oh, I can't read it. It goes too fast. Anyways, we'll go say hi. You guys be good. Happy Thanksgiving for those of you in the US. Enjoy your turkey. Try not to go too crazy with your family if you do. If not, enjoy playing with friends online. See you later. Bye.